Your Excellency, Vice President of the Republic, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Honorable Metropolitan Municipal District Chief Executives, Chief Director, Director ILGS, Directors and staff of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say a very big thank you to Your Excellency for accepting to close this event. Even though today I knew you had a very, very busy schedule, and it's even on its way to other assignments. We do appreciate your coming, and I take it as an indication of the seriousness you attach to the work of Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives. All too soon, we have come to the end of the orientation program for our MMMDCEs. It has been a busy and productive 4-day workshop for our newly appointed chief executives. Your Excellency, it's quite refreshing to indicate that as of 30th of June, the total of 199 out of the 216 nominees were duly confirmed by the assemblies, and majority of them had overwhelming approval by their assemblies. All the 199 confirmed MMMDCs are in this room, and they participated effectively in the orientation program. They have shown commitment and enthusiasm to learn the rudiments of the leadership role that they've been called upon to play. Over the last 4 days, they've had effective resource persons who've taken them through the local government system, public administration in Ghana, local government service and human resource development, managing stakeholder relationships, innovative local resource mobilization and fee fixing resolution, program-based budgeting and district-level composite budgeting, public finance management, ethics, transparency, accountability in local governments, procurement management, security issues, local economic development, and public-private partnerships. And we've had sector ministers coming to take them through their policy programs and their priority programs, especially those related to job creation. Your Excellency, I'm deeply convinced that the conference has equipped our chief executives with the requisite knowledge, skills, attitudes to deliver effectively on their core mandate, roles, and responsibility in reaching out to our communities and creating equal opportunities for all and prosperity for all in all their respective districts. Thus, the foundation for continuous learning has also been laid for each of them to add on to. The needed platform has also been created for participants to network among themselves and to also reach out to sector ministers to link up with their programs and to attain the kind of capacity support that they require to implement their programs. We had excellent presentations from all our faculty. The faculty was made up of perfect blend, drawn from academia, traditional authority, government ministers, and other practitioners. And I will tell you that the women were simply excellent. The women resource persons were excellent. Don't you agree? Yes. The effectiveness of every local government system anywhere in the world depends on its physical independence. In the past, MMDs have held their hands onto the DACF, DDF, and UDG and other central government transfers as a basis for their either inability to perform or not even performing at all. I want to say that during the workshops, it's been drummed down that there is a need for them to also look at their own capacities in-house. That is, mobilizing revenue to add on to whatever support they are getting from the center. And I'll therefore urge them to get out and get into the revenue mobilization agenda to support their assemblies and to enhance their local revenue mobilization. The needs of our people can no longer be delayed. Hence, increased revenue and its effective utilization are the surest bet to meet the needs and demands of our constituents. However, I want to assure our chief executives that it is indeed a good time to be a chief executive of our metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly. You have not even heard the reason that you are clapping. It is a good time because His Excellency the President, His Excellency the Vice President are committed to decentralization and through local government, because they know that it is through local government that the machinery of decentralization will be put to effect. His Excellency the Vice President wants to ensure that resources are sent down to the local level for local action. Hence, the $1 million, one constituency, and many more other initiatives that he has pushed to the local level. As the chairman of the Economic Management Committee, he directed that at least 50% of the District Assembly's Common Fund should go directly to the assemblies. And he also indicated that 50% should go directly to the district assemblies, and this should be increased further on in subsequent years. Consequently, at the management committee, he also directed that school feeding, for example, should be funded directly from budget of the ministry that is responsible, has oversight responsible for school feeding. And he's also directed that increasingly all the items on the common fund should be budgeted for directly from the various ministries and should not be found placed in the district assembly common fund. Are you lucky or what? Are you lucky or what? So more resources during your tenure will be transferred to the districts. But again, he also has expectations of you. The Vice President again directed at the Economic Management Committee meeting that District Assembly Common Fund, that he is so insistent that it should be increased, should be used for certain areas. And that policy direction definitely will be reviewed by him as chair of the Economic Management Committee every year. But this year, he said they should be used for water, sanitation, clinic facilities, schools, and feeder roads where possible. And of course, where possible, the directorate are implementing the initiatives, priority initiatives of government. We will therefore be expecting that MMDCEs will take this direction seriously. The ministry has also come out with a performance management system that will be rolling out to ensure that the directions that are given are pursued and monitored as we move along. A fee fixing guidelines has also been developed by the ministry to direct you in fixing your fees and your licenses. What you have so far is old, and various district assemblies have come out with their own measures of increasing their fees and licenses. So we've come out with a manual. It has been validated, and they will be distributed soon to the districts, and if possible, follow up to coach you on it. Your Excellency, we have come to the end of the program. As I indicated, it's been quite interesting, quite useful, and I want to believe that our MMDCEs are poised to deliver. I wish to express My appreciation to the Director of the Institute of Local Governance Studies for accepting to host this very important workshop and putting in place facilities for our absolute enjoyment. Sometimes the food was cold, but it wasn't their fault. We stayed, when lunch was supposed to be 2, sometimes we went for lunch at 4. So I wouldn't blame them for the cold food. But we appreciate your effort. We are equally thankful to all our resource persons and course moderators for their invaluable presentations and programs. Once again, I want to thank our MMDCEs for making this orientation conference a resounding success.